Hi, 8th graders, it's Miss Dodd. Today we are going to talk about cultural diffusion and how it actually spreads. So, yesterday we learned that cultural diffusion is a result of migration, trade, exploration, and war. And basically, what happens is cultures come in contact with each other and begin to exchange their cultural items, such as religion, language, traditions, style, products, and goods. Okay, so the main thing that I want you to take away from this lesson today is that cultural diffusion is greatly aided and hindered by physical features, so actual geography of the physical world. So if we start here, cultural diffusion can be sped up by rivers, lakes, and roads. And if you think about it, like we said a couple of weeks ago, the Mississippi River acted as the original highway for the Midwest and for the South. So if you got into a boat, it would be very quick for you to get into your boat and send your goods and your culture up the Mississippi River. Their lakes, also the same kind of thing, and roads. So anything that connects two communities together would be a way for cultural diffusion to speed up. Now, these are the things that slow down cultural diffusion: mountains, deserts, and oceans. And as you can see, they're very difficult for people to get across. Mountains take a long time for people to travel across. Same with deserts and oceans. Deserts kind of act like oceans because they're very difficult for humans to get from one place or another. So it slows down the spreading of cultures. The most important thing you need to know about cultural diffusion in Louisiana is that the Mississippi River has been absolutely crucial, vital to cultural diffusion in Louisiana. It has been the main cause of the spread of Louisiana culture up the Mississippi River. So a good illustration of this is this picture of, let me zoom out slightly so that you can see. Here we have a map of the African slave trade, and where on this western coast and the Gold Coast of Africa, where slaves were taken by white colonizers, where were they taken into North America? And this is an example of forced diffusion, because they brought their culture over, but they didn't explore on their own or want to trade. They were forced to come over here. So one thing I wanted to show you here is that, as you can see, a lot of culture, if we look down, French culture here in the yellow, spanned up and down the Mississippi, so it was very easy for the French to travel up and down a river like that. So they were able to spread their culture. Just as here, the British in North America used the Atlantic Ocean to travel along all the different ports on the eastern seaboard. The reason why there wasn't a lot of spreading here is because we have the Appalachian Mountain Range, which prevented British culture from really spreading across west into North America until trains started connecting people in the 1800s. So that was a big factor. And as you can see, there's a lot of different ports on the coast. And New Orleans was the big French and Spanish port for a long time in the late 1700s. So this is an example of forced diffusion. And as a final review, these are the different cultural groups that have had a big influence on cultural diffusion in Louisiana. Obviously, French cuisine, French language is a big part of it, especially with the Cajuns, the Acadians that came down from Canada in the late 1700s after they were expelled by the British. And then the African culture that has been influenced here by the slave trade, Caribbean culture, and then Spanish culture, because the Spanish were in control of New Orleans for a few years in the late 1700s. This Creole culture, we're going to watch another video about now, so you can get a greater sense of what Creole cultural diffusion is like in Louisiana and the effect it has on the culture today. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you fill out your exit ticket and go on to the next video.